college football all day. It's a Football Friday right here on The Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Better energy from Alex. I like that.
You like that, Alex?
I like that
right
better,
there.
Alex. This must be Friday.
Welcome to your Friday. It is a Football Friday. You know what? Let's have a day, huh?
Why not?
Let's have ourselves a nice Football Friday. Welcome to the program. JJ and Alex, 97.5 EKSL Sports Zone. Of course, our Football Fridays, Harvey Longi to my left, Stevenson Sylvester, a.k.a. Sly, to my right, and we are here. This is our – you know what I've compared this to? This is a terrible comp, but it actually works. We're at the home show. We are here with Advanced Window Products. We come here twice a year, only with Advanced Window Products. That's the only time I'll walk into the home show. Otherwise, I'm spending way too much money. You guys know how it is. So my thing is, I was like, this is like the Nordstrom half-year sale. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you start
in July?
Yeah. Well, listen, wives can because what happens is we come in here with Advanced Windows. They do an insane deal that you don't get any other time of the year.
Right.
And we're doing the same thing today. And we've got a special edition of it because Advanced Windows' own Nate Orchard is getting inducted into the Utah Athletics Hall of Fame this weekend.
The mayor?
The mayor of Sac Lake City, the original. And so, Nate, I mean, he's been on the phone most of the time. He's kind of doing like a how you guys doing, you know, like if you want to get a word in with Nate Orchard, it's tough.
Good luck.
You need an appointment.
But we're going to have it. We have some appointments set with him already because we're going to be chatting, of course, with everybody as we get going on our Football Fridays. Gentlemen, how are we? Everything good?
It's a Football Friday. We got a full spectrum.
Yes.
Everyone's playing this weekend. Last weekend felt, I don't know, weird.
Yeah, it was
not
just
enough going on, and BYU
Yeah.
played late on a Friday night.
Yeah, just BYU playing, and it was a Friday game.
The national games made up for it. There was a lot of chaos last Saturday,
Yeah, and
which
I
I
think-
loved.
Great.
And I think BYU benefited a ton from playing on a Friday because you do get more eyeballs of people who are normally not watching those West Coast games or those Mountain Time Zone games, and so they got the. I don't think it's a coincidence that they got the biggest boost from their. In the AP poll and in the coaches poll than they've had all season long. Part of it is because they go to 5-0. I will say any BYU fan, though, who's feeling comfortable about that 5-0, it's going to get tested this weekend. It's going to just increasingly be more difficult week after week. Let's start off the show as we always do. It is the cut right here, top of the program. We're going to get into as much football as we can. We'll go with our breakdowns. We'll get you ready for the entire weekend of college football. We'll get you ready for some pro stuff on Sunday as well. It's a Football Friday, so let's jump in right here.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Trajan Wealth brings you this portion of the program. TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth for all your trusted local needs in retirement. TrajanWealth.com. First of all, can we talk about the chaos that was? Harvey, you missed on the chaos last week. Every game, it seemed like across the entire state of Utah was postponed or suspended till the next day, or
right.
in some cases forced to play till 1 a.m. or whatever it was. You guys had to sit it out at Stansbury, right?
We had a 90-minute delay, and we got lucky because not long after it picked up again, and they got record.
Everybody knows what happened in Tooele. There was craziness that happened in Tooele.
So my thing was, and then they're all, we're going to need you guys to stand here at the tallest part of the stadium. I need you on the crow's nest.
Stay right here on the crow's
JJ,
nest.
can you hold this?
Move.
Can you hold this aluminum rod here just for a while?
I was holding the umbrella, so that was our producer's like, strike me down if you want.
Oh, listen.
It's crazy.
My brother is the linebacker coach over there at Stansbury.
At Stansbury.
Yeah.
They had a great win up in Cache Valley over Skyview.
Okay.
Last night.
I
They
think
held off a big rally.
That is just the wildest region where you have to have all these Cache County schools, and then you're like mixing it up, and you got all the ones in Tooele, and it's a wild thing not to do. But that was not to go too far into it. But at the same time, like we knew that was going to be an extremely good a team coming down from Ridgeline, right? And so
that's their juggernaut.
You don't have 4A teams that are as high. What do you guys have?
They're top 5 in the state, regardless of class.
Yep. That's wild to me.
Yep.
So
some of the best players in the state play on that team.
And it was they were legit. And what was crazy was it actually I think it hurt Stansbury to have that delay, right?
The game changed
after the delay.
Yeah.
It changed momentum when you have to wait.
Yeah.
Football is all about like schedule, right? From pregame warm-ups, everything's about timing. The coaches have timed it out from the timeouts to scheduling how halftime works with a little 12 to 15-minute halftime break to coming up and warm up. Everything is on a schedule, and when you throw in an hour and a half delay, everything is off. And there was just no juice from Stansbury coming out of halftime, and Ridgeline just took over 2 pick sixes back to back.
Oh,
and it was just game over.
Yep. That's tough. And the only advantage you have if you got that home field advantage and you're keeping it close and then it gets stalled out. Yeah. Like keeping it close is the key against like a super juggernaut type team, and it was close for a while. It only took me 2 hours and 45 minutes, by the way, to get from Stansbury Park down to Provo.
I'm just glad that your tire held out.
You know what? Football Friday has been blessed. Am I wrong? I had a nail in my tire. I took it all the way down to Provo. It stayed. I got it fixed, and we're good. Like I went out to Stansbury and then down to Provo, and I made it with a nail in my tire, man.
Stop.
Everything worked out great. Let's jump into this BYU and West Virginia game right off the bat. BYU gets a win over West Virginia, 38-24. Initial thoughts. Harvey, we'll start with you because we haven't been able to hear from you in the last couple weeks here, or last week. So, number one, that game was on that nationally televised. Everybody got to see it here. I think that there was a little bit of like a win is a win. And Kalani said after the game, when you turn the ball over more than your opponent, you still win by 2 touchdowns. You should feel pretty good about it. There was a lot to take away from it, but there's that icky, gross feeling of multiple pre-snap penalties by BYU at home. And then there's also the fact that they gave up a garbage touchdown at the end. They hate that kind of stuff. Your thoughts on that win over West Virginia that catapulted BYU to 18th this week?
The only thing that I took away from the game is that BYU was willing, they scored 14 points in the first quarter, 14 points in the second quarter. And that's my biggest concern is starting fast for BYU. And when I see little, bursts of, hey, we could start fast, we can score. Yes, West Virginia's defense is hurting. They have a lot of injuries. You can throw all the excuses out there, but you put points on the board, you give your team a chance to win, correct?
Yes.
And not only 3 points, you put 7 points on that sucker, and you do it twice in the first 2 quarters. I'm going into halftime like, hey, that's a good start. Let's go.
That's an angle we didn't think about because they had been getting off to the slow starts against Colorado.
Yes.
They're kind of just like waiting. Everybody's waiting for the offense. And, yeah, you got a connection with your freshman quarterback. Bear Bachmeier finds himself in a moment where, it was difficult for him, but at the same time has a career night, just keeps getting better. Had his first interception. Sly, you called that one. Is it important to be able to just go, okay, now get that one off my back here and learn from that versus trying to stay perfect every week?
No, it's more important of how he responded, and that's why you heard in the post game by all the players, all the coaches of how Bear responded to after throwing the interception. Everybody knew a turnover was coming, right? It's inevitable for a guy to go an entire season without having a turnover. But how he responded for him, he's like, all right, my bad, guys. Shook it off and went right back into the game, right? And so I think how he responded to it is the biggest thing to take away from that, and what BYU fans and BYU players can hold to him when they get into tough matchups, which they will have tomorrow night down in Arizona. Shout out to Kalani. It's his birthday today.
Is it really?
Yeah, 10-10. That's my guy right there.
Big 5-0.
Is he 50 this year?
Yes.
Big 5-0.
Yeah.
That is
Happy
wild.
Cake Day, Kalani.
Listen,
Satake.
what's wild is he took that job in his 30s. I mean, technically, right?
Right.
So you think about it and you go, this dude's been around for a minute.
He's been around the block.
Listen,
yeah.
I will say that'll being the head football coach in a big program, going 10 years, that's commendable.
Oh, yeah.
But
that could age you.
It really was. Oh, that was 17 years. That was or 20 years in dog years for these guys.
COVID years, yeah.
I mean, you throw that on top of it. It was wild. Here's Kalani, by the way, talking about Bear Bachmeier and the turnovers that I think they kind of they were glad to sort of, so to speak, get him out of the way. But here's what he said about Bear Bachmeier and the turnovers.
Well, I wish I could take credit for it, but I think it's a combination of things. I think he's wired that way where if you remember when he first took the field, he doesn't get too up and doesn't ever get too down. I mean, he's very capable of understanding the situation, the mistakes that he made, and what it'll take to correct it. To have a young man that's a true freshman be that mature is something special. And then you combine that with the mentoring that he's getting from A-Rod and from Matt Mitchell. I mean, he's doing a great job with that. And then you have to give a lot of credit to the quarterbacks that are in that room too. McKay Hillstead's working really well with him and Trayson Bourget and Emerson Guilman. Those guys are really cool. Cole Hagan, those guys work really well together.
I like the way he approached it. And, part of it is marketing, right? You don't want to get too much you don't want your quarterback to feel like he's beat up by everybody who goes, well, that was a terrible fumble, that was a bad pick, and all those things, right?
Yeah, I don't care about the turnover. The pitch, that was just an incredible play by the defender.
Yeah.
That was, how often does a defender get in there and gets the tip away an option pitch? That was pretty cool. The interception, we talked about before the game. It's time to take the training wheels off of this kid.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to contend for a Big 12 championship, you got to be able to stretch the
ball.
field. You got to be able to throw the
ball.
football down the field.
Right.
And I love that A-Rod finally says, okay, here we go.
First play of the game.
Boom, boom, boom. They had explosive plays in that game. I'll live with an interception if you have
especially
4
with
touchdowns.
the defense the way they have.
Yeah, his numbers. Look at his numbers.
Right.
He was well over 300 yards passing.
351.
He threw touchdown passes. They had the big chunk plays with Roberts and Kingston. I'm fine with it. That's collateral damage, really. You're going to have an interception, right? When you're being aggressive offensively, turnovers are going to happen. What you hope for is you make up for it with the big explosive plays and getting in the end zone because of that aggressiveness.
Yeah, and I agree. I think you got to stretch the field, and explosive plays for defense, that just is a buzz killer.
Is it?
It's like, gosh, man, it's third down and it's third and long, or they get or it's first down. All of a sudden they're all the way down in the red zone already. You're just like, gosh, dang! Like we defensive players, they hang their hat on being able to shut out or keep offenses under 24 points. And if you can do that, then it brings a lot of juice to not only the locker room and all that, gives a lot of confidence. But if you have L.J. Martin, and if I'm a defense and I know that Bear can't stretch the field, I'm running cover 3. Hey, we're gonna just load the box, bring the safety in early, and let's just umbrella in the mid area of 10 to 20 yard zones. It's just like, guys, let them try to beat us deep. We got to stop LJ, we got to stop Carson, and then all the little quick throws. And that's how I play BYU. If Bear can't prove, hey, let's see if you can use Chase Roberts down.
Right.
Let's see if you can use Cody Hagan down the field. The dude ran like a 10 100 meter.
100 yard.
Yeah, he's a fast kid. Stretch the field. Let's see if we can take the top off the defense and have defensive coordinators have to reevaluate when they go against BYU.
That was my favorite. After the game, they had the West Virginia. Their middle linebacker, I think, has been a 4-year starter, and to get gut punched like this in the last year, everybody's hurt and all that. My favorite thing after the game was I'm listening to him, West Virginia's middle linebacker, and he's like, yeah, we don't give up those explosive plays. It's a very different game. I'm like, yeah. No, we score more points. That game's very different over there. I was like, yeah, of course. You don't give up those big plays. But I think part of what he was saying was as soon as we gave that big play up at the beginning, then things have to – then you start getting in the back of your head like, oh, boy, whatever our plan was, we're kind of throwing it out or we have to kind of adjust it at the very least. And so here's Kalani, though. This was the one that I think irked a lot of people. If you were in the stadium, too, you're watching it and you're going, what are we doing here? What are we – you're watching these false start penalties on wide receivers, by the way. You have wideouts that are committing these pre-snap penalties. Here's what Kalani said about the penalties and what that delivers in terms of lack of discipline.
Yeah, we'll work on those. I mean, that's uncharacteristic of our offense and of our team. And so my job as a head coach is to make sure that we're way more disciplined than that and that we don't make mistakes. And it's also finding ways to allow them to work on being more disciplined and maybe offensively trying to change things up so we're not always sitting on the ball for so long. I mean, there's a lot of things that we could do to help it, be a little bit more disciplined, practice different looks, and whatever happened in the game, let's simulate that type of environment and that type of play, maybe that type of pressure on all our guys and see if we can respond better next time.
That was the confusing thing to me was you're watching it and you're going, oh. But he said, look, it's uncharacteristic. And then it is until it's not. It is until you let it be until you let it be the thing that happens. And so I think you go, all right, that was one of these games where you kind of got away with it. You could get away with all those things this last week.
Yeah, that just goes back to, Bill Belichick again. Always used to say before every meeting, hey, guys, we'll win when we keep from losing. And I'm like, I thought you were the GOAT of coaching. What the heck does that mean? Well, what he's talking about is pre-whistle, post-whistle. Control that. And then 10s and 12s, substitutions. Know your substitutions. Control what you can control. And if you do that, we have a high chance of winning.
It's interesting to see how this one played out. Okay, here are our predictions from last week. Sly forced me to pick what you called give me a weird score. Isn't that what you yelled at me? Give me a weird score.
Weird number, yeah.
So I said 39-15. That was my pick. I was right freaking on until that last touchdown was thrown, and so that one was, to me, was a little bit of a bummer. But 39-15 was my pick. JJ said 49-14. Sly said 52-6. 52-6 was absolutely achievable.
I mean, they were on 14 points a quarter. They were on pace to do that. But you seen that fourth quarter and kind of rolling off the guns, which that's kind of what I go at with Utah. I was like, look, if your goal, right, you go small goals. You have big picture goals, but you go small goals, right? This is what Harvey was alluding to with the first half points with BYU. 14 points a quarter, that's my goal. That's 2 touchdowns. What if I have a defensive touchdown and offensive touchdowns? That's still 2 touchdowns, right? Yep. Say my defense gets a takeaway. We score points off turnovers. That's a touchdown, right? If I can average 14 points, right, it's just like in basketball, right? I always look at how does Kobe, how does Michael and them score 30 points a game? They break it down, right? 8 points a quarter. 8 times 4 is what, 32?
Yeah.
And so they can average those things. Like I get 4 layups a game. How many times am I going to the free throw line, right? I knock down 4 free throws and 2 layups. That's 8 points a quarter, right? So if you break it down like that, it's definitely achievable.
How do you get to 82 though? Or 81? I guess.
You pass.
That's called Mamba mentality.
You do not pass the basketball.
That's a different deal.
Yeah. You got to do that.
That's
man.
easy. You just do 20. All you have to do is average 20 a quarter.
21 a quarter.
All I have to do is average 20 a quarter.
That's insane.
I should be fine.
My thoughts on BYU, I mean, the score was weird, right? So I'm looking at the stats. Their leading passer had 81 yards passing.
Oh, my gosh,
Their
he was
leading
terrible.
rusher had 89 yards.
By the way, Sly nailed it on this. He's like, dude, he's going to move to his left. Or he only throws to his left.
Yeah, sit on that. The corner sits on that
and
side. Pick 6.
And Trey Johnson did, except he couldn't beat the quarterback to the end zone.
Oh, that's right. He got tackled at the 5. I thought he was in the end zone. I'm just like,
He gets down to the 3.
But he can only, he threw to his right before that interception, and it was horrible, right? And so the very next play, he throws to his left, cornerback sitting on it. He only feels comfortable throwing to his left, and he doesn't go through his progressions. It's very easy. The defense got it and allowed BYU to get to that 28-point first half.
Quick stat, though. BYU's penalties, they're 81st in the NCAA with 35 penalties for 292 yards. So
81st is
get cleaned up.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. And 10 of them, or 11 of them were last week.
Yeah.
So you think about the however many 35 penalties that they had, 11 of them were at home against West Virginia.
I bring up those numbers, and then I look at the score. I'm like, the math doesn't compute. How did BYU give up 24 points and only win that game by 14? That's weird, right?
Yeah.
You start going through your mind, why was that? And obviously there's reasons for that, but
red zone turnovers. I mean, you hand it over at the 3.
And that's a little bit of a concern. We talked about the aggressiveness that was going to happen, but you can't turn the ball over in the red zone. That's got to get cleaned up. The biggest concern for me is just injuries. How long is Jack Kelly going to be out? That's it. Out of that game. It was a weird game. It was late on a Friday night, conference weekend. There was weather, all that stuff. Weird game, right? The injuries are the biggest story out of that game. How long was Jack Kelly going to be out? When can he get back on the field? Because BYU's defense needs playmakers. They can't afford to be out have these guys out that make those plays, because you take a Jack Kelly out, you take an Isaiah Glasgow out, and all of a sudden things look a lot different for that defense. That would be my concern moving forward. It's just simply the injuries out of that game. That's my biggest concern coming out of it.
We got a lot to break down here still on our Football Fridays. Stay with us. More to go. 97.5 BKSL Sports Zone.
All college football all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Alex, Kirry, Jeremiah, Jensen. It's a Football Friday. You know what that means? Number one, Harvey Longi to my left, and then Stevenson, Sylvester. And yes, Sly brought snacks. He was on the donuts. He heard about he came prepared because the veggie trade last week really threw us off of our game.
Oh no, I got supplements for it. So we got donuts, but you guys also
look at this.
Everybody's got their own little pack.
Oh my gosh.
If we're gonna do these things,
I feel
who wants the pizza?
10 again, Sly.
JJ got the pizza.
JJ got the pizza.
Am I supposed to microwave this?
No, it's a Lunchable, man. You don't need a microwave.
Have you ever done the pizza, the Lunchable pizza? Come on.
Clearly I haven't.
You eat it cold.
Also, I also wanted to put to bed the oatmeal pie and Nutty Buddies thing that we had last
You
night.
brought Nutty Buddies.
And because I was so taken back that JJ did not like oatmeal pies more than that.
Guys,
so
Little
we're going to
Debbie
have a
is joining
taste
us
off
here,
over
too.
here.
Yeah. Is this sponsored by Little Debbie?
Plus, we got to do a power hour, right? I'm going to introduce you guys to a power hour today.
True Utah form. He
Guys,
brought shot
We
glasses.
got to do a shot of chocolate milk
Okay.
every 30 minutes here.
I'm all in on that.
You gotta match it with your donuts
he
here.
brought the classy chocolate.
Guys.
chocolate
this
milk
this
too.
this stuff will change your life.
Lactose-free. Fairlife.
This stuff will change your life right
no,
here.
It's this is a fat man's dream
Hey,
over
man,
here.
give me some that has some good protein.
Oh
in
yeah,
It does.
yeah.
It
That's what I
does.
tell. That's
It's
what I
the
tell
good stuff.
myself. That's what I tell myself.
That's the good stuff. Keep your glasses. Keep
No,
your
of
shot
course we
glasses.
have to. Every 30 minutes you got.
All right. Tell us when you're ready.
Well,
Okay.
let's do it right now because we got to catch
I'm ready.
up.
So
we got to
here's
do
what-
this together.
Our hot and cold. By the way, cold milk, which is perfect for this for our segment. Hot and cold, brought to you by the good folks at Enbridge Gas. Have a certified HVAC technician come out and check your system, make sure it's safe and it's high quality. And you don't want to mess around with it not being safe this winter with your
Look how
furnace.
excited
So here we
Alex
go.
is to take
And
this
for Football
Enbridge-
Friday,
He's
y'all.
stuttering.
Football
Alex
Friday.
never stutters.
Here we go.
Fairlife shots.
There we go, baby.
Cheers.
Football Fridays.
Football Friday.
the
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Tip it upside down. We got to keep
Guys,
using those. All right.
Now we can
I'm
do
dialed
a show.
in.
All right. Now I'm regular. Now I'm
I'm all
back to back.
jacked up on Mountain Dew, Chip.
Golly, way to go, Sly. Way to bring the juice.
Oh, it burns as it
Way
goes
to
down.
bring the juice.
Hook it right in my veins, Pops.
That Fairlife chocolate milk burned on the way down. Woo. All right. Look, we got lots going on here. I've got something to bring up here because Nick Saban. Have you ever played against Nick Saban before in your career?
What was your record against Nick Saban, Sly?
The only one that matters. 1-0, baby.
All right. So Nick Saban, of course, part of the Game Day crew, and Game Day is in Eugene for Oregon versus Indiana. That's the biggest matchup of the weekend. You have the number 3 Oregon Ducks, and those guys are legit. I think we all kind of believe in Dan Lanning, what he's doing there in Eugene, and Oregon is not a program to mess with, right? Indiana is still TBD every year, and Kurt Signetti, I don't like the guy, but you have to give it to him. Like, this is the second year in a row that they are putting it on people, and they're winning, and they have a good quarterback. The Heisman Mendoza train is real. However, Nick Saban said this on I'm reading this article today. Here's the actual headline of the article. Nick Saban slanders multiple Big Ten teams while diminishing the league's depth. Okay, so he goes on the Pat McAfee show today, and here's what he said. He said, I don't think the Big Ten is really that deep. It's not like the SEC where you got 8 or 9 teams that can beat you. There might be 3 or 4 teams in the Big Ten that can beat you. He then was pushed on it and said, hey, what about that? He goes, deeper by what? What does that mean? Saban said, Penn State. You tell me the good teams. Maybe Michigan. We'll see tomorrow about USC. They're all right, but all right is not really what I'm thinking about. I'm talking about. Look at where you are. You think USC is going to beat Ohio State? You think that would be a game if they played really? And I thought he makes good points. However, is the SEC as deep as he's saying as well? Now,
No.
I have in front of me all of the different so you tell me, out of the Big Ten, just tell me that these are playoff contenders, yes or no, okay? I have the Big Ten standing in front of me. By the way, guess who leads the standings right now? Ohio State and Indiana and Oregon all tied up with the same records. Indiana has and Ohio State have 4 conference wins. Oregon only has 3. They've only played 3. So let me just go through the teams. This is just in order of what they're listed on in the standings on the SEC or on the Big Ten website. Indiana, contender or no? Playoff contender. College football playoff.
They could make the playoff. Yes, they did it last year. So yes.
Okay. Ohio State.
Yes.
Oregon.
Yes.
Okay. Now this is where we start to get a little bit weird. Michigan.
No.
Negative.
You don't think so?
No.
Not this year. Right.
Not this year.
Right. Illinois.
No.
Not even. After that 63 to
they got. You can't lose to a team like that and be a playoff contender.
Right.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, that took them out.
How about USC? 4-1. Just fell
No.
out of the standings? No. They lost to Illinois by the
They
way,
lost
USC,
to the
right?
team that got beat by 50 by
Okay.
Indiana. No.
Nebraska.
Not even close.
Washington.
No.
Don't say it like that. How dare you?
Yeah.
Maryland.
How dare you?
Maryland, are you serious right now?
Hey, 4-1. I'm not serious.
You're
The
making Nick Saban's point for
I'm
him.
not serious. The Terps are, all right?
Oh, yeah.
4-1. Iowa. Okay.
They're going to punt their
So
way
now
to
we
the
start getting
playoff?
in- now we start getting in here. Minnesota, Northwestern, UCLA.
Garbage. Hot garbage.
Michigan State. By the way, Jonathan Smith's got to be on his way out, right?
Yeah, that's not going
The
well.
buyout. What do you have going on your? What is on your pizza right here? What is that?
Holy ADHD. It's like
Relax.
Dude, I'm
Alex,
worried.
don't
No,
judge
I'm
him.
worried
putting
about-
sprinkles on
That's
the
why you have a
tortillas.
personal.
Oh, it's a chocolate one. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I got nervous because I thought you were having an expired.
What do you think it was feces?
No, I thought it was an expired.
brand new from the store.
I thought it was.
Alex.
I thought it was a tomato packet that had gone bad. I go, no,
Oh my gosh.
no. JJ is making a kid's Lunchable as we're talking, and then he goes,
Look,
okay,
My
now
son's
I
going to be
see it.
so
But
jealous.
I see it now.
I just
Okay.
love how JJ's making the pizza, but
No, I
also
know. He's
just
making
grading
pizza?
everybody like,
No.
these guys have a chance.
He goes. He's
Yeah.
making pizza and making great points.
I can multitask.
he's over here doing this. Okay, so now let me go to the SEC, and you tell me if Nick Saban. So we decided Indiana, Ohio State, and Oregon are all contenders ish. He made that point. He goes, yeah, maybe Indiana, but really what you have is Ohio State and Oregon.
He's right.
Illinois proved themselves not to be there. And now, but let me just do this same practice with the SEC. Let's talk about who are playoff contenders. I'm not just talking about getting into the playoffs, but getting into the playoffs and winning a game maybe. The Ole Miss Running Rebs.
5-0.
They're number
Four in the
one.
country.
Yes? Question mark.
It's the again. I don't know.
Is that quarterback good enough to
Okay.
take him there?
Texas A&M?
I can't believe in Texas A&M.
I can't either.
do it.
Nope.
No, I can't either. And those are your 2 top teams according to the standings, right? Alabama.
Yes.
I think they've been tested.
Alabama beat Georgia.
Yes. Okay. Missouri.
No.
We'll find out, I
Negative.
guess, a little bit more this weekend. Oklahoma's number 6. They're playing Texas this weekend. Are you believing in John Mateer? If he's healthy, can he take him to the promised land?
Red River
Another-
rivalry, Texas sucks.
River.
What if they lose to Texas this week? Then I'm out. But
What if Texas loses to Oklahoma? Like, the season's over, right?
oh yeah, they're already out.
They'll
Yeah.
be 3-3.
They're not even in the top.
Okay, Georgia.
25.
I don't think they're there this year.
Not this year.
Yeah. And then you got Vandy. And then
No,
you got
no.
LSU.
No,
Tennessee.
No,
Is
LSU
it-
can't score.
Does Saban just say that because they got 18 teams in the
yeah,
top 25?
just Saban's. He just
Is it 18? No, it's
No,
not
they-
18, but a million, right?
yeah, they got 9 guys
no,
in
maybe
the
like-
top 25.
So you have 9 teams in the top 25. Here's the thing. Texas is not good. Texas will not be a team. They're next to Arkansas in the standings. Mississippi State has gone 0-2 already in conference play after they had a hot start.
Texas will be 0-2.
Auburn is 0-2 in conference play after a semi-hot start. Kentucky is hot garbage. So really what I'm saying is that aside from Alabama, we haven't said for sure another team is a playoff contending team.
it's no different than the Big Ten.
That's what I'm saying.
These
Is
are
it-
two top-heavy conferences
Yes.
that are taking advantage of their brand and their history, and the fact that they make more money than the other conferences. I could make a case that Texas Tech
That's how it always
in the
is,
Big
right?
12 and Miami is probably the best team in the country right now.
Oh, yeah.
So-
They look great.
There's 2 teams right there I feel very confident about.
I hate
They're
Carson
not
Beck.
in the SEC in the Big Ten.
I still hate Carson Beck because I told you. I still hate Carson Beck because I did. Are the Cougs of course they're going to win. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't they?
no doubt.
Arizona's not real yet. We got to get to a break here. We'll come back. We got more to go. It's Football Friday. By the way, I want to remind you, Ethan Millard is going to be, my old radio co-host, is going to be with us on the station here on Monday. He's going to be with Hans and Scotty during their program, representing Teton Wealth, helping you with your retirement plan. Tune in or visit retireteton.com. That's retireteton.com. and join Ethan with Hans and Scotty on Monday as I pass my mini shot glass over. You're way too comfortable pouring these. You definitely went to the University of Utah. Is that what?
I grew up in Vegas.
I grew up in Vegas.
This is before Utah.
Of course it was. All right, we'll take a break. We've got our next round of chocolate milks rolled up here. We are at Advanced Window Products here at the home show. We got all the microphones all set up. JJ wants another chocolate milk. Let's get it going.
JJ's having the time of his life with his Lunchable and chocolate
Oh,
milk.
heck yeah.
We'll come back. We'll get it to our Lunchables and more picks, of course, around the corner. Stay with us. 97.5 EKSL Sports Zone.
All college football all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back, everybody. It's a Football Friday right here, 97.5 EKSL Sports Zone. Alex Kirry, Jeremiah Jensen, and, of course, Stevenson, Sylvester, Sly here as I was a fool to think that the donuts were the only thing he was going to. I just assumed he's going to be rolling stuff out all the whole show, I guess.
No wonder he took forever to get in here. He probably had to hold all this stuff. When did he bring this
I was
in?
going to say, that's how you didn't get in here. The lady was patting you down. She's like, you can't have 17.
So much stuff?
The limit on Lunchables is 17.
I am Kevin McAllister. Only one trip, baby. We got all the grocery bags in one trip.
You could have just walked around here and sold that. You probably could have made a lot of money.
You know how many people stopped me on the way in? Oh, he's got the good stuff. It's like, yes, I
You got
do.
little Debsters up here.
KSL the Zone.
They're like, excuse you, sir. Can I see your bag? You're like, absolutely not.
Speaking of, we
Absolutely not.
got a power.
Oh, we got
here.
Power Hour.
We
I already
got
drank mine again.
Wow, party
I'll
foul.
raise up,
Sorry.
though.
Party foul.
Sorry, we got the chocolate milk. We got the chocolate milk going.
Power Hour.
Everybody's over here.
Go team.
All right. So also cheersing on our chocolate milk. I love how everybody dutifully took their chocolate milk shot. I was like, hold on, let me get to this real quick. Joining us right now, we are at the Advanced Window Products booth here at the home show. And Nate Orchard, of course, the mayor of Sac Lake City, is going to be inducted into the Utah Athletics Hall of Fame this weekend as part of the group that goes in this year, and it's an awesome group too. And I think that it's really cool for you. First of all, Nate, congratulations, man! It's going to be a fun weekend for you guys as a family, man.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's the festivities. The wife, the family, everybody has had their hand in just making this weekend special. Got all kind of gear and swag, and they got the party planned for Sunday, so it's just going to be fun, and it's not just for me, but it's for the family, it's for the kids, especially just to celebrate the career and the accolade like this. I think it's just the icing
all
on
of
the
you guys, what you've done is just remarkable. But to receive that honor, how fulfilling is it for you, a decade later, to be honored in that way?
It's humbling and just full of gratitude, right? I mean, again, I had so many guys who were mentors, who I looked up to, kind of helped pave the path for me and making me understand this game more and more. And that's where I was able to flourish and have the success that I did my senior year. It's just a huge honor, right? And mostly just want to thank the kids and the wife for their support and love through it all. They're just as geeked up and excited as I am, so I just can't wait to celebrate with them.
It's crazy because in high school, I was a running back, and when we both committed to the University of Utah, Nate was, I think, top 50 or whatever in wide receiver.
Yeah.
And then, he switched. He played DN also, but being able to be in the Hall of Fame and to add it to your accolades, you get the Ted Hendricks Award, the Morris Award, which guys like, Beat the Vea and Bradley Chubb and Starlo Tulele and, big-time guys get that. And then now adding, being one of the best athletes to come through the University of Utah and having your name live there forever, that's a legacy.
Dude, it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
And I heard Coach Max say, too, he kind of did. You guys were over there chatting. It was right at the end of the Hans and Scotty show, and Coach was like, dude, think about what Nate did in high school. And then Alema was like, dude, That guy he was starting as a freshman, right? And you're playing ball,
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that journey. It's pretty fun.
Don't ask Scott Mitchell about that. That still tears his heart out because he was coaching at Springville.
Oh, that's right.
When
they lost the state championship.
really good team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty awesome. We'll come back. We got more to go right here on the program. When we return, we've got more of our Football Fridays rolling on here. We've got crazy news out of Arizona State as they try to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. We've got tons to talk about here still. Every Wednesday, by the way, is a Win Ticket Wednesday right here on the program, and you can win yourself tickets this next week to Eric Church. Free the Machine Tour coming to Delta Center on October 23rd. Find those tickets at SeatGeek or just listen all day long on Wednesday. We're going to hand those out. More to go around the corner on a Football Friday. 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.